From Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that the reading room ruffians soon would be there.
Welcome back to the Reading Room Ruffians, your favorite library podcast. Today we're going to step a little out of our usual lane and talk a little bit about our favorite Christmas traditions and memories. This is Mallory, Rudolph's biggest fan. I'm joined by my snowflake sweetheart, Ariel.
I am unique, beautiful, and delicate.
Our Supreme Overlord, Carla, is here to help Santa check for us on the nice list.
I think some of them are a little iffy.
We are recording from our library in Jackson County, West Virginia. Zach, our very own Christmas elf, is recording from Seattle, Washington.
Don't worry, everybody. I'm working real hard on those toys.
That was terrifying.
I'm scared.
And can I just say before we really get into this, I saw that look on your face when I said my thing.
What look?
When I said I was delicate.
I was trying to think of what to say.
Like a bomb. Not like a flower.
Lots of intricate parts, but will explode and annihilate everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Before we get to it, you can find our Facebook group by searching Reading Room Ruffians Podcast, which is linked to our library's Facebook page at facebook.com/Jackson County Library WV. You should give us a follow on TikTok and Instagram at WVJCO Library and check out our podcast Goodreads page, which we have linked in our episode description along with our personal Goodreads pages. Now, before we really get into it, we've kind of, caught ourselves being kind of lacking in the what's coming up at our libraries section. So we're gonna take a minute to sort of maybe talk about that. So for you guys, it'll be closer to the end of December. Actually, I think this one will come out the 22nd, so right before Christmas. And we will have Jurassic January coming up, which is the end of January in 2024.
27th.
Which is really weird to say. 2024, guys.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be January 27th, and it'll be from noon to 4 o'clock. And it'll be really, really fun. We're having our dinosaur suits back.
Plus a couple more.
Yes.
Raptor races.
Oh my God, that's my favorite.
We have a real dinosaur fossil.
It is so good.
I don't want to tell you what it is, but it's pretty cool. And I'm not allowed to touch it anymore.
There are reasons for that.
But yeah, we'll have a lot, and it's one of our programs that we like to call like our big programs, and those we set up for everybody, so we have a little bit of everything for the whole family. So it should be a pretty fun time. And then what else? Do we have anything really else coming up? Minicon.
Yeah.
Minicon will be in April.
It is, I believe it's April 6th, but that could be wrong, but it will be.
It's that first Saturday.
Yeah, it's the very first Saturday in April.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have 3 different worlds. We have Star Wars.
The
not
best.
Good.
The best one.
We have Percy Jackson, so, Greek mythology and all that jazz.
That'll be cool, too.
Yeah, that one will be cool. And then the best world, Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit.
Only if you have food.
We will have food.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're having food.
I'm having guns and lightsabers. Or blasters. They're not guns, they're blasters.
We're going to have like archery / axe throwing. So, I mean,
I have
get on our level.
The Millennium
Get
Falcon.
on our level.
The Millennium Falcon is on your level. And beyond.
I'm pretty sure we've already said, but we're also doing Percy Jackson.
We did say that, yeah. Nobody from...
There'll be a Pegasus.
Yeah, I was going to say, nobody during the podcast is here that is doing that
for Percy
world,
Jackson.
So we can't hype that one up because I'm not entirely sure what all they're doing besides the Pegasus.
I think they're throwing thunderbolts or something.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So definitely come out for that. Obviously, we have time and we will talk about it more.
Yes.
And get more details about what's going on the closer we get. So, yeah, I guess we can start on Christmas then.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go first since you're our mother and you kind of created a lot of our traditions?
Okay. When the kids were little, we didn't have a lot of money. And I had to make a lot of stuff. And sometimes I made stuff to sell for money, but like walking sticks and paintings and stuff. But also I had to create the magic myself because there wasn't a lot to spend on stuff like that. And I ran across this book. It actually came from a subscription of like, you know how you set up for, you get so many books or you get to look at them and you get so many a year. And anyway, this one I missed and it came in and it was the Winter Solstice is what it was called, which was very cool because I ended up keeping the book and it's where our traditions were made from. I decided we were going to do the 12 days of Christmas. But since I didn't want Christmas to go on until January 6th, I kind of moved it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we started...
Rude, really.
We started on the solstice and ended on January 1st. We would do something different each day. And we started with a fire, and then we had like the trees and the snowflakes and a mom's day, which I just got to sleep that day, which was wonderful.
And then there was kids' day, which was Christmas.
Because you got all your presents.
Yeah. There was an animal day where we would treat the animals. And we would sometimes
we wassailed the trees.
Yeah, we wassailed the trees. Sometimes we would make little like bird feeders out of pine cones and peanut butter, or just give our like animals treats or whatever.
There was the Feast of Fools.
Oh, yeah.
Which was we just did funny stuff. Dad's Day, which... Well, the day of, there was a cleaning. There was a cleaning day, which nobody really liked, but we just
the worst day.
We had to get ready for some of the bigger things we did. Some of the feasts or whatever. We also had, this is totally separate. It started when Zach was born. We were decorating the tree, and I found a bird nest to put on it because I just think they're kind of cool. And I got a little bird to put in it, and I decided that bird was going to lay an egg, and on Christmas Eve, the egg would hatch and there would be a new bird. Now, he was way too little to know this at the time because he was like, 6 months old, 7 months old. But I started doing this each year, and then when Ariel was born, the bird laid 2 eggs. Yeah. Every year, they would get so excited to see what kind of birds would hatch. And one year, I had some moments in my life. I decided that they were going to be real birds. So I hunted up a couple doves and hid them at Dad's house until Christmas Eve. And we went up and got them, and I put them in the tree, took the eggs and put them in the tree. Well, they had opened all their presents, and it was chaos that year. Those birds had not made a noise.
Can I just say that during Christmas, I woke up at 3 a.m.
every time.
Every year, would go look at my presents in the living room, and then go back to my room. All right, never saw these birds. Never. And I'm not a quiet child. Surprise, surprise.
But it was like something out of a Disney movie or something. As soon as they got done opening all the presents, there was chaos everywhere. They were like, "Oh, we need to check the birds." And they went to look in the nest, and out of the top of the tree, those 2 birds exploded out the top. It was perfect.
It was really cool. It was really cool, really cool. Now,
it was really cool. It was wild.
We need to discuss what happened to said birds.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No, that's a good point, Ariel. That's a good point. What did happen to those birds?
Nothing.
They flew off into the wilderness.
They just grew old.
They're very happy.
Yeah. In an old cat's stomach.
It was years later. I don't
think it was years. It was at least 2 years.
I think it was about 2 years.
I don't know. But yeah, her cat came down the hallway with a feather sticking out of his mouth.
He didn't mean to.
He didn't mean to.
I'm sure.
He ate both of them. I don't even know if there was anything left over.
The feather that was sticking out of his mouth.
The feather that was sticking out of his mouth, yeah.
Just that one.
See, I think it probably got out the way that he was trying to save it.
I don't think that was. Like the iguana?
Yeah.
I let the iguana out. I figured if an iguana was smart enough to walk down the hallway and scratch at the door and look over at me, asking out, she could go out. Or he could go out.
This is nonsense.
I love it.
I was going to point that out. That's utter nonsense.
Oh
my iguana, gone forever.
It really happened like that. You used to let it out during the day sometimes and then go get it.
Not outside.
Yeah, he did. Well, because he had to climb a tree one day and get it.
Well, in the summer.
It was the summer.
Sure.
This is not Christmas, guys. Back to Christmas.
Sure.
Anyway, I worked very hard to make it magical for the kids.
It was very magical. Christmas is my absolute favorite holiday on the freaking planet. I like, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. 4th of July is the worst.
It's hot.
That's for you, Savannah. Anyways, so Christmas is my absolute favorite. Like, I put up my Christmas tree as soon as Halloween's done.
Rude.
Love it.
Rude.
I sing Christmas carols throughout the year.
She does. Can confirm. And I always Grinch out about it.
She really does, and I don't care. But because of my mom making all this stuff happen when I was a child is the reason that Christmas is my favorite, because it was always the most magical. Yeah. And I just, it was the happiest time in my life while growing up was during Christmas. So, like, there was always something to look forward to. I loved it. It was just the best. And honestly, I know we didn't do it my entire childhood, but when we would go to my Nana's for Christmas dinner, my favorite thing in the world was to look at her giant village that she had. She had everything. She had little ice skaters that would actually move. Aww. The things lit up. Like, it was just fantastic. So, like, Christmas is, like, super, super, super big to me. And I continue those traditions that she started with my own children. I don't have as many birds on my tree right now because I've moved like a million times and not all of them have made it. And little hands like to play with the birds. Like, right now I have one that's decapitated.
Oh, no, poor bird.
Yeah, so, like, they don't always make it, but I keep as many as I possibly can.
See, things happen to birds.
I'm pretty sure we had all of our birds, aside from the ones that got eaten.
That's because Mama was very, very strict about certain things where I am not. I mean, I do got to say,
true.
You were...
I'm not going to deny that. It was true.
She was like, don't touch them! So,
well, if you touched them, you would realize the eggs were not real.
Well, I don't let my kids touch the eggs.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to touch the eggs, but they do play with the birds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, put the birds up, and it kind of works, but not really.
We weren't
allowed to play with the birds.
Yeah. But I do...
You get to touch the birds when we put them up. That was it.
I do remember laying underneath the Christmas tree and playing with our mouse ornaments. All the time. And I would love to have those.
If I can find them. I've got the birds somewhere too.
See, I would love those.
Are you talking about mouse ornaments?
Yes.
They were ceramic.
Little, yeah. They were hand painted or whatever. There was like one in a stocking.
Oh, those the ones we painted?
One holding a candy cane.
Aww.
And I would just lay underneath the Christmas tree and play with them.
One of them was very pink.
Yeah. I loved them. I loved those things.
You also did dinosaurs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I continue those traditions with my kids. We always go to my mom's on the solstice and have our fire that we always have.
And then we eat.
Yeah. And then we eat, which is the best, honestly.
Yeah.
And I actually started last year doing the 12 days for my kids. Now, I have 3 kids, so that's one more than she had.
It's a lot of work.
And it's not so much the work, it's affording things.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. It's like you have to...
It's like, that's the rough part.
Yeah.
But Rowan asked if we could do it again this year. So I'm going to have to hit up Dollar Tree or something. Because that's like 36 presents I essentially have to get.
Yeah, because you guys had a present every day.
Yeah. Yeah, when we did things, but we did have a present every day. It was something small, but she did ask that we do that again this year, and so I'm going to try to make sure that happens. Last year, I did a bunch of books.
Yeah.
From the book sale, which Rowan and Anton liked. Alex was
not
less
so much.
than thrilled.
Yeah.
But he's older. Okay, so a new tradition that I do is every year that we put up the tree, which is usually on my birthday, which is the 2nd of November. So, like, right after Halloween.
Yeah.
I make homemade hot chocolate. So we decorate the tree. I make hot chocolate in the crock pot. And then after the tree's decorated, and we always put candy canes on our tree.
Yeah.
We sit and watch a Christmas movie together. We start the holiday season off like that.
I can remember decorating all the ceilings and stuff and hanging stuff up.
Oh, I'm going to do that.
Until they got old enough to decorate the tree themselves. And it's like, you're on your own, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I never liked decorating the tree.
She didn't. She hated it.
It doesn't make sense.
I love it.
It's the funnest part.
It is super fun. You know the ornaments that you hung from the ceiling?
Uh-huh.
I want to do that with the kids this time. We made snowflakes this year out of coffee filters. Because they're already round, so I didn't have to do anything fancy there. And we've hung them on our big window in the living room.
We'll probably have to make the ornaments because they're so expensive now.
Mm-hmm. I know, but
they used to be like $1, and now they're, $5?
Yeah, they're expensive. But I want to do that. Like I would like to hang lights in my hallway with the little ornaments like we have out front in the lobby. I want to do that, and then I want to take ornaments and hang them from my ceiling and stuff like that. Because I don't have a lot of Christmas decorations. Like I love Christmas, but I can't afford those decorations.
Because you let people touch them.
I'm sorry, I'm letting my children be children.
Nope, not when it comes to that.
Not allowed.
You look and don't touch.
Nope. That's not how. Try to keep Anton from touching something.
You had to put it up high and say no. That way you keep them from year to year, and you can expand on it. I mean, we really had no money.
I know. I'm right there with you. Do either you have a tradition you want to talk about? I have more, but
I was going to say, I have quite a few. We're talking about decorating the tree. That's something my mom has done for us. I guess, since all of us were born, my mom gets all of us, there are 4 of us kids, and she gets a Christmas ornament for all of us every year. And usually, like, especially whenever we were younger and growing up, it was something that we did that year. And so, I've got like a couple of ballerinas, I've got some soccer players, I've got some Harry Potter stuff, just like anything and everything. And one of my favorites is it's not mine. One of my favorites is probably my sister's. Whenever she worked for Sprint, my mom got her a cell phone and you can call Santa on it. Like, it's not real, but like you can dial the numbers and it makes noise and like Santa will answer and like say stuff. Oh my gosh, that thing. I used to play with that all the time. I'd just be like, Santa? It's so cute. But yeah, she's done that every year. And our Christmas tree is full, like to the max. We can't put everything on it anymore because she can't actually get us to take our ornaments. I never got a Christmas tree. Like, I'm not a big decorator. I like the decorations. I'm
judging you.
It's not even just Christmas. It's like any holiday. I'm just kind of like,
I gotta say, I love that your mom did that though. Like, I always take my kids and let them pick out one ornament a year.
Yeah.
Just so they have something to add to the tree.
Yep.
But I never thought about doing something that they did that year. That's a really good
idea.
It's
Really
really
cool
nice. Yeah. Because, she puts the year on them and like whose it is, just in case it's something like a little bit more obscure. But usually, like, it's pretty obvious whose stuff is whose. And so, it's nice because then you can be like, oh yeah, that's what I did that year. I can't believe that's been that long. So it's pretty cool. I definitely, if I had kids, I would do something like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, but that's like Christmas tree-esque.
I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, I guess I'll go. So first off, I just want to be real honest here and say I forgot that we did all 12 days of the 12 days of Christmas thing.
Wow.
Wasn't as memorable as I thought it was.
I remember.
No, I remembered parts of it, but I didn't remember that it was like a thing that we did 12 days of Christmas.
I kind of made some of them up too, and mixed them all around. They're not like what history says.
Well, that's cool too,
I mean,
though,
yeah,
because
fair,
it's your own.
No,
Yeah.
I remember the solstice thing, no problem. I remember that. And then I remembered like the wassailing and a few other things that you had mentioned. I was like, oh, that's right. It was all the 12 days of Christmas. I don't know why I forgot that. Anyway, so I would say another one from when we were kids is that every year, Ariel and I would alternate going to the Christmas tree farm and picking out a Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had to remember who had the turn last. That was the best.
Exactly. It was fun, and we would spend quite a bit of time looking for the perfect tree.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like a big deal.
It had to be right.
Yep.
It had to be it had to be a good shape. It had to be a good color. Very full.
Yep.
And we never did figure out that they're bigger at home than they are in the field.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's always the thing. We would get them, and they'd be too tall, and we'd have to like cut off the top sometimes.
No, it was the bottom usually.
It was always the bottom.
It was always the bottom?
Yeah,
I
you don't cut off
we did the top a
We
couple
never
times.
did the top.
No.
Because it totally
just
messes
make it
up the
look
tree.
truncated.
Yeah.
That place, it was headed out towards Point Pleasant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess the old man died and they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, he used to have Santa's sleigh and all the reindeer going across his driveway. I remember that. Like you would drive under it.
He was in his 80s
Oh, I know.
when we visited there.
Oh, yeah.
I was
wouldn't
always
say in
worried when we'd go and put it in the shaker and all those pine needles would fall off. I'd be so worried.
Yeah. We went to a couple other places, but that was the best one, definitely. Like, by far. It's probably just nostalgia, but that was definitely one of them. That was always very fun. Actually, on the way out to Point Pleasant also, what we would do was look at all the Christmas lights out there and look at the Mothman Christmas lights.
Yeah.
But apparently they don't do that anymore, according to you guys?
No, they do. I go to Crowdell Park every year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Is the Mothman still there?
Yes.
He has a Santa hat.
Okay. So the only thing that matters is, like, I would be fine if you went to the park and it was just him.
Just my man.
There's a bunch of other stuff, too.
There is.
Which is
It's
good.
actually really cool.
Yeah.
I love going.
My favorite thing about that is the heads on the spikes.
Yeah.
I filmed them every year. I was like, there it is. It ain't Christmas unless you got heads on spikes. I love this.
Oh, that reminds me of the Christmas songs you guys used to sing.
Oh,
Oh, you mean the ones
The Viking
from
ones?
the Viking
The-
Home Companion?
That Tim shared with
I
us,
do.
yes.
I play
Yeah.
that every year too. I do.
They're funny, but God, they're awful.
You know, nobody else I've ever showed likes that.
That's insane.
They all say it's really awful.
no,
And I'm
it's
like,
the
no.
best.
Oh, they're
It's the best.
hilarious.
You know what? We'll have to play them for him.
I was going to say, like, maybe we can play some of those. Would we be allowed to play them on here?
I
Or would we
doubt
just have
it.
to,
We can
like,
play it for a
link
few
them
seconds.
in a group?
Yeah.
No, we can play it for a few seconds. This is not a big deal, I don't think. Like, there's some rule. You get, like,
Is it 30
5 or 10
seconds?
seconds.
Oh, I thought it was.
no, it's less than that.
We can definitely find them on YouTube though and share them to our group so
Yes.
people can listen.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We should do that.
It's
Yeah.
made me think of a song.
It's beginning to
Yep,
look a lot
anyway,
like Christmas.
those are...
It's beginning to look
Yep.
a lot like carnage. Soon the heads will roll. That's kind of what you're in
Yeah.
in for.
I love it.
It's
There's
the
a
best.
leg in the tree up there.
Another across the square. A dozen
heads all lined up in a row. That's not getting to sing together. I can't do that.
Let's cut that out.
No, leave it in. It doesn't have to be synced together perfectly. Y'all nailed
Oh my god,
it.
we'll see how it sounds. All right, yeah, no, that's one of them. You guys like mentioned a bunch of the ones I was gonna mention already, but I've still got like 20 more of these.
You shouldn't have let
puppies,
me
so.
go first, man.
Yeah, you just took all of them. I was doing the 12 days as like separate days. I'm like, I remember doing this thing and this thing.
Yep.
I had to mark off a bunch.
Dang it.
I think like another one of my favorite memories from growing up is whenever we used to go to my great grandfather's, like my mom's grandfather. Well, actually, really grandparents, great grandparents, but my pops. Whenever we went to his house for Christmas, they always had, and to this day I do not know which of my aunts or uncles or great aunts or uncles or cousins was Santa. But every year, I was always so excited. They would have one of them dress up as Santa, and they all, like, he had a present for all of us, and it was, like, tailored to us. I don't know how they planned it every year, but they did it, and they always nailed it, and it was always my very favorite thing. And, like, I would get so excited, and I would be like, it's after dinner. Where's Santa?
Where's he at?
I need Santa right now.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
We had something kind of similar happen, but it only happened once.
Yeah.
We had Santa Claus call us and talk to us on the phone.
I love that.
That happened to me all the time as a kid,
Yeah.
every single year.
It only happened once to us, but man, I remember being so excited about that.
Yeah.
Because like you can do those like automated ones that you hear now where he
Yeah.
just says whatever. But this was like an actual person on the other end talking to
Aw.
us.
I'll say mom does this for June and Wilson. She did it for Dawson too, but Dawson's too cool because he's a teenager.
As they are.
You can go online to this website and you can enter stuff for the kids, and then Santa, like an actual man who is Santa, I don't care what anybody says, will like take all of the stuff that you tailored for him, and like they make a message into it for the kids, and you can send it to them. And it's like, he's like, oh, Merry Christmas, June, you're on the nice list, and name off all the things that you've done and like maybe what you could work on. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. The first time I saw Mom like did one of those, I cried. I was like, don't ever show me one of these again. Like ever.
It's like the Santa version of Cameo. You guys ever seen that?
Yeah. That's pretty much, exactly what it is. It's so good too. Like, I don't know, it's just like personal stuff like that is so nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I can assure you that the same person that called me was the same voice that called you.
Oh, really?
It was.
You remember her saying that she didn't know who it was, even when we were adults?
I don't know who it was, but it's the same voice.
How do you not know who it is?
Because I don't.
Santa.
Oh my God.
It was really Santa.
It is Santa.
It was actually Santa, straight up.
I'm going to believe that forever now.
It's true.
I just want to do a
don't
brief
know who it
aside right
was.
now.
That's why I'm so, it's like, go ahead.
I was just saying, in Christmas movies, if Santa was real in a Christmas movie, right? Everybody would know. All the adults would know that Santa is real because where the heck are all the presents coming from?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing. Anyway, continue.
I was just going to say, I think that's why I don't think that I wanted to know who in my family was Santa, because I was just always like, that's definitely Santa. I don't care who it is.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that.
even as a teenager, I just remember being like, that's Santa. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
and I think maybe one year I was like, oh, I finally know who it is, but I couldn't tell you anymore. Like, I legitimately just,
No
Santa
idea.
is real. Like, I don't celebrate Christmas until December 1st. I think it's the commercialization of it all that makes it a little bit too much for me. And also, like, working during Christmas in a mall just once ruined a lot of Christmas music for me.
I know, man. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. Like, I love the lights. I love the music. I love wrapping presents. I love all the ribbon, the bows. I love choosing wrapping paper. I love the trees. I love the smell. I love the cookies. I love the baking. I love the time with people. Every aspect of Christmas, I love. I love picking out the perfect presents and watching people open them. Like, I don't even care if I get anything. I just love Christmas.
Yeah. No, I do too. I really do love Christmas, and a lot of my Christmases just really, they were magical, but in like a more, I don't know, like Santa Claus was the one big thing for me that was always like, even now, I believe in Santa. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. It's fun. It's nice. And it's something that's just like, why wouldn't I want to believe that?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Because it's real.
Yeah. And as long as I know he's real, he's real.
Yep.
I mean,
agree
in
with
our
that.
house, in our house, we tell our kids that when you stop believing in Santa Claus, you get underwear.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. And then we talked about this.
I'm kind of okay with that now. I'm at the age where, socks is a good thing.
And it keeps the Yule
give
cat
me
away. Yeah. That's, I don't know. I guess maybe because I think maybe it's just our generation. We like the nostalgia of things.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why
It was simpler.
mostly just so like, yeah, this is
It
all.
It was simpler than now.
It was a lot more simple than now.
It was
Doesn't think about-
simpler. I think it was just more creative because you had to be. Well, maybe simpler. It's like you didn't have all the.
There was less
the
things
hype.
you had to worry about
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
there wasn't so much like comparing stuff. Like, because like
That's true.
you show everything that you get now,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh well, I got this.
Yeah.
I got that. Like,
You guys sound so old right now. It's ridiculous.
I am old.
Are you
my
all
lawn.
85 years old?
yes,
Come on.
yes, we are.
Well, it's rough because like you look at the kind of things that we used to ask for as kids, and then you look at the things that the kids now are
Oh my
getting.
god, yeah.
And it's like, I know it's just because that's where we are. Like, we're just moving forward and it's fine. It just is, sometimes it's so weird to look at and just be like, holy cow.
And not only that, everything's so much more expensive
So
now.
much
I got a
more
question
expensive.
for you too. What was the most unusual gift Santa brung to you guys compared to the world in general? I guess
I got no idea. I mean,
Santa
I
always
guess
brought
compared to the world
swords
in
to my
general.
house.
Yeah, Santa did bring
Oh,
swords.
this is true. Yeah.
I don't think, did I get
That's the
anything
thing.
weird?
You got a sword one time.
I did get a sword one time. I remember that now. I did get a sword one time.
I don't know that Santa ever got me like weird, wild presents. Usually, if I got any, it was like dolls or like makeup or stuff like that. But I remember the wildest gift that I ever got from anyone in my family was from my sister. I had a CD player. And I was just like, I was one of those kids. I locked myself in my room and I sang at the top of I turned my music all the way up.
So you were Rowan.
Yes. I tell you all the time. She is me. She is me.
Surprise. I had a child with Mallory.
She's my baby. but yeah, and so one year my sister got me a CD and she went ahead, like it wasn't the CD case that I unwrapped. She made like a 12-step scavenger hunt throughout our house.
That's fun.
And she had it, like she went, I don't know when she got into my room, but she went into my room in the middle of the night, I'm assuming, and put the CD in my CD player. And so that was the last thing that I found. It was like, oh, push play. And so I pushed play and it was the Backstreet Boys.
Love that.
I was so excited. Oh, it was so much fun too. She got like all these little like card holders from like Limited 2.
Yeah.
That's telling my age.
I loved Limited
too. But yeah, it was like 12 things that I had to go around the house and find. And it wasn't just like I had to go outside.
Yeah.
I had to go like dig through stuff in the presents and it was so fun. But yeah, that was probably my favorite.
That's a good idea.
I still have a present from Santa that I got. My giant white tiger.
Oh, that's true.
That was a Santa present, and I still have that, and I will never let it go.
Yeah.
Her name is Angel.
I love that.
Yeah. Yep. She used to sit on my bed all the time. And then when I moved to Missouri, she came with me there. And then when I moved back here, I told my husband when he went to get some stuff else, I was like, get my tiger. And so he brought it back with him. And it's sitting in my garage right now because it needs washed. I need to take it to the laundromat because it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got to get one of those big washers. Big. But yeah, I still have it and I love her.
I'm very surprised that thing is still in one piece.
I love her. Like I know like people like have these stuffies from when they were little or whatever, but this was mine. This was from Santa. So
all right, we need to get back to traditions. We've gotten so off kilter here.
That's not
really
Christmas.
What's Christmas presents?
It's Christmas presents, but that's not a tradition. Everybody gets Christmas presents.
Okay, I have a tradition that like was horrifying every year.
Uh-oh.
No matter what I did, there were presents that needed wrapped on Christmas Eve after the kids went to bed. There is no noise louder than wrapping paper.
When you're very true.
On Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
It is like, oh my God. No matter how careful you are, it is like thunder.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to wrap on Christmas Eve usually. Because I used to, like the past few years, I've been able to go down to my basement and wrap. And so that's like, I don't even worry.
Yeah.
You know, but last year I had to wrap in my dining room, which is right next to my living room.
Ooh.
And guess who sleeps in there half the time?
Ooh.
Rowan.
Oh, it's terrifying.
I was like,
you can talk yourself through it.
let's do this. Where's the
tape?
Where's the tape?
or the sound it makes.
Or when the scissors glide.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if I do it quick and then it gets snagged, it's like,
Yep.
and you're like, no.
Yeah. Every time.
And you're doomed, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Christmas Eve wrapping push is always really fun.
God. I try to get it done beforehand, but it never fails. There's always a few things left.
Yep.
I would get 2 hours of sleep probably because somebody got up early.
Yeah, I think when I got to around like, how old was I when you told me that I was not allowed to wake you up until 6 and there had to be coffee made? So I would go in and make coffee.
Maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, I would go in and make coffee.
Except the one year that you got puppies.
Yeah, we slept in that year.
Yeah, we slept in until like 9.
I had to wake them up, and those puppies were barking.
Yup.
The
only kind of funny, actually.
So funny.
The only year I ever slept in, because Zach would go back to sleep. Like I would wake him up and be like, "Let's go look at presents."
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a feeling like the Christmas tree being on Christmas Eve, and you wake up early and you go, that feel around the tree
there's
when you see the
nothing
presents?
like it. Yeah.
That is the best feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, I used to wake Cliff up whenever I was little. Like I would wake up around 3 or 4 in the morning, and I would just be like, Cliff, let's go look at presents. And so we would go downstairs and we'd be like, oh my gosh, look at this. And I couldn't ever go back to bed. And I woke my brother up, so he wouldn't either. So he would just turn on.
Zach left me. He went back to sleep. I would turn on the TV that was in our room, and watch like
Yep.
those
Because
super
it was 3
old
a.m. I was tired.
cartoons.
But there's something about that magic.
Oh,
if
it's the
if
best
you can't
feeling, like,
feel
maybe
magic
ever.
at that point, then
You're
Yeah.
not going to get it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
And that's, Cliff would always turn on A Christmas Story, and that's what we would watch. And we still do that today. Like, we don't wake up that early. I can't be bothered. No. Like, Santa's coming. I know it's fine. Like, it'll be okay. But
they'll still be there.
yeah. Now I know they're going to wait for me. but yeah, we'll turn it on usually during the day, and like we'll mute it and everything because we usually have people over. But yeah, it just plays like the 24 hours on like TBS or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just,
I have to wake my children up every year. What is
That's
that?
so
I don't
lame.
know.
What
yeah,
is that?
I do
I'm
not
like,
know.
guys, Santa came.
It's
Santa came.
Christmas.
And I'm still like hyped. I'm like, Santa's here.
Yeah.
I'm like, wake up, see your presents.
Get up and love your presents.
One of the, I guess, traditions now that we have is I always invite my mom over to come watch the kids open presents. Sometimes my grandpa comes, sometimes he doesn't. But while the kids are waiting, they obviously see all these presents. They're like, oh my God, I want to get it. So I let them open their stockings while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's just little stuff. It's candy. They'll be fine. And that kind of curbs the hunger for the
Yes.
presents.
Yeah.
and I get there as soon as I can. But man, it's early.
But, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we FaceTime Zach so he can watch too.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yup.
And Zach's like, it's like, what, 5 a.m. or something there?
It's so early, especially over here. It is so early. It's unpleasant, but we do it.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
Especially if you can't be in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I think he was in once on Christmas morning. He was in
Was he?
once. Yep.
Just
It's been a
once
while then.
It's been a few years. But
I
yeah.
would think it's more like 3 o'clock your time.
Well,
Because it seems
Well,
like
it depends on when she actually wakes up.
sometimes
You know,
it's 7
if
or
it's
8.
at 6,
there.
then it's
okay.
like 3 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's
Yeah, I
like
think it's usually a little bit later.
it
Yeah.
feels like it's 2 for me. But
Because I wake up probably around 6 or 7, and I try to let them sleep until 7 or 8. But like I'll go and have a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
and then when I'm done with that,
Yeah.
I'll call my mom and be like, "Hey, I can get ready to get them up," or "Hey, they're just now starting to wake up, so you need to get ready and get over here."
Yeah.
it's 5 minutes away, and it takes me like 20 minutes.
It does. It does because she's like, "Okay, let me get my coffee and get
Yeah.
dressed."
Getting old and slow, Mama.
I am.
Just be happy I'm not in your house anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And then I just have to put on a pair of sweatpants. You know?
That's true. That's true. You wouldn't
There you
have
go. You don't have to
leave.
go anywhere.
Yep.
Get the coffee delivered to you. All
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
right, I got one. It's the herd. We had the herd every year.
Oh,
year.
the herd. Yeah.
Yep.
That
So
I'm
the
supposed
herd
to
was a
have.
collection of. What'd you say?
I'm supposed to have it.
You're supposed to have it.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're supposed to have
Mama
it?
said whoever had children first got Rudolph. And guess who had
Okay,
children?
yeah. So. Yeah. Whatever.
Not
We've
you.
had children forever, though. Anyway, the herd is all the reindeer, and then Rudolph at the very front,
And Santa
they're all
and Mrs.
ceramic.
Claus and the sleigh.
and Santa and Mrs. Claus and the sleigh, and presents in the sleigh, and they were
Yeah.
all like different little presents, weren't they?
Yep.
Aw.
Anyway.
That's cool.
She
Very
made
cute.
'em.
Mama made them, or
I did.
okay, how does this work? You painted them, or you made them from scratch, or what happened?
I
Like, is
painted
there-
it. We went to a ceramics class. It was your first Christmas, and everybody in the class laughed at me because I couldn't just do 2 reindeer like everybody else. I had to do
This track's so hard.
You did 9.
She did 9 reindeer, Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus, and the sleigh.
and the presents.
This tracks.
But after they got done, everybody wanted them. I was like, no,
No.
because you laughed.
They're really cute. Though.
Yeah.
They look like little plush reindeer.
Oh.
And they have these little designs on them. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know what that design
They were holly and hollyberries.
Yeah. So they
Because
were
you know,
really,
I
really
couldn't
little
cute.
flowery things.
I couldn't just paint them.
No, they had designs over the,
Yeah.
the surface of the whole
Yeah.
thing. It's
Talk
ridiculous.
yeah, I had some really
They're
You
so
went too
cute.
hard.
yeah.
Too hard.
If anybody wants to know Carla, this is it.
This is a perfect example.
Pretty much.
Hey, go big or go home.
Yep. We love it about you.
I haven't been home yet.
It's just so funny.
You really underestimate how much I want to go home.
Oh, God.
I had forgot about the herd.
Oh my gosh. I haven't because I'm still waiting on you to find them.
I don't know what I've done with them.
She
They're somewhere.
conveniently
One of them has a broken face.
Oh, there's a couple of them, I think, because
lost them
you guys did
before
play
I
with
had
those.
children.
You would sneak and play with them.
And
they
she
got
started putting
broke.
them on top of a bookshelf
Yeah.
Yeah, they were always up on top of the bookshelf.
because we weren't allowed to touch them.
Well, that's because you broke their horns off or you broke their nose off. Or...
Okay, here's a tradition that I continue that we did as kids. The tinsel on the tree.
Oh, God.
Specifically the icicle type
Yeah,
tinsel
the kind
stuff.
that's like all individual strands.
No way.
That you find at
And you just pick
Easter.
them up and you throw
Throw
them.
No
them.
way.
You have to throw them on that. You can't place them strategically.
No.
I didn't get to
that's
do it this year
nonsense.
because I could not find it anywhere. So if anybody knows where any's at, let me know because I will still put it on my tree.
Oh, my God.
That stuff is great. I always put it
tinsel
on too.
left on my tree from
I
last
think
year.
we have some. Like, they're big strands, not the thin
No,
ones,
these are
though.
the
I
thin
think we
ones.
have some here.
But yeah, every year I buy 3 packs of them. Each child gets 1 pack. And we throw them at the tree.
Yep, that's how you decorate
It's the
with
only way
that sort
you
of tinsel.
decorate with tinsel.
No.
I love
Horrifying then, horrifying now.
it. My kids love it. We
huge
were
mess.
the
Great.
kids were upset because we couldn't find it this year. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I was like, it's not here. And on the Walmart app, it said it was in this aisle. And I went to that aisle, looked all through this aisle. It's not there.
What if you maybe order it from offline?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Might have to do that.
That's probably what you'd have to do, yeah.
But yeah,
That's always a fun one.
the tinsel, man. That was the best. She hated it. I loved it. She did. She
Yep.
hated every year. And she still let us do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she hated
Yep.
It's because I loved you guys.
it. Loved. You hear that past tense?
Past tense, not anymore.
That was on purpose.
She's like, I can't wait to be done with y'all.
Oh my God.
Leave me alone.
I'm trying to. Oh, man. Another Christmas. Well, we don't do it anymore, but whenever I'm trying to think, it was actually just Colton and I. Whenever Colton and I were still like, I don't know, middle school and high school, Mom started having us get like a little like Charlie Brown Christmas tree that we would keep up in our attic because Colton and I wanted to decorate a little Christmas tree, but we didn't. Mom was very like, you can help me put stuff on, but I'm going to tell you where to put them.
She's Rowan. But
And now
like,
I am the same way. It's like
I can see Rowan doing that because that's how she plays.
yeah, it's like now. So it's like whenever we go to decorate the tree, I'm just like, I'll decorate it. It's fine. I'm gonna put them. And if somebody puts stuff in on the tree, it's like I'm gonna go back behind them and move it. Like that doesn't go here. But yeah, so we used to do that, and we used to make little ornaments every now and then, and we would just put those ornaments on that little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And it was so cute. I loved that thing every year. And it was always a different little baby tree that nobody else wanted. But we did.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. That one, I told my mom we need to start doing that again because I just think that would be so fun.
Please tell me you could get to the attic, though. It wasn't like,
Oh, yeah.
like a drop down stair thing on the ceiling.
No, like it's like it's like an extra space.
Oh, okay.
But there are like stairs up to it and everything over the garage in my parents' house. And yeah, they ended up just like kind of filling it in to where it could be like a livable space.
Uh-huh.
There's no insulation in it though, so it's like it's
chilly.
either hot or it's cold. There's no in between.
I think another thing that we do every year that I also do with my children is the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I literally make 4 dozen chocolate chip cookies when I go to make these. And I usually make them twice in December. So, like, that's 8 dozen chocolate chip cookies. But it is by far the best recipe.
Oh, that's true.
And I'm not sharing. So, sorry about your luck, guys.
No, it's great. I have this same recipe, and it's the best
It
recipe
is
ever.
the best. I don't know. Like, it came off of a parquet box.
Yep.
Like a
Parquet.
really, really old parquet box. But it's the best. I don't use parquet, though.
You can still have the original like piece of cardboard, or
I think Mama does.
I only have the
Yeah.
picture.
I have the
I have a picture.
where
I wrote
it's-
it down elsewhere.
Yeah, I have the wrote down picture on my phone, saved in a recipes folder
Yep.
because I lose it.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't know how many years I've texted Zach, being like, give me the recipe again. Because he had it written
Yeah, I
down
have to go
somewhere.
find it.
Yeah.
It's the word.
But I have it saved now. So
Yeah.
At one point, I had it on the book. The cookbook was on a shelf. No, it was not in the cookbook, just the little
Yeah.
parquet thing. And I would be like, go stand in front of that shelf, take your right hand, reach up, and pull out the first thing you touch. And it was always that because that's where I kept it.
You know what I just remembered?
What?
Jack balls.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, so when we make
I
these,
used to play jacks just so that everyone is clear about that. That was a big thing when I was growing up, is to play jacks.
okay, so when we would make these cookies, you form them into balls and then stick them on the tray. And she said, make them about the size of jack balls. We had a dog.
The game.
We had a dog named Jack. So obviously me and Zach instantly think of the dog and not the game.
Because this isn't the 1930s. Nobody plays jacks, Mama.
I think you knew what I was talking about. You just went out of your way
That's
to
not the first
know.
thing that...
It's not
It
the
is
first
not the
thing that
first
came
thing
to
that
our
came up.
Oh my
mind.
God.
Nope.
Because do you remember the comment you made?
No. What did I say?
Jack had been neutered. So
had
you were
been
like,
neutered.
he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good point.
Was it me who said it?
I think maybe Zach's the one that said it.
I think I'm pretty sure I'm the one who said that. That sounds like...
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
That
you
is
guys were
so funny.
hysterical.
I do
Oh my
vaguely remember.
gosh.
we were funny.
It was hilarious, though. It was very hilarious.
Only to you two.
Nah.
No, it is hilarious to everybody. All the
everybody.
listeners are laughing right now. They're cackling. I can hear them.
They're cackling with us.
They are.
I'm not
Exactly.
cackling.
You know, everybody I've told that story to thinks it's hilarious also.
And
Yeah.
you know, it was such an innocent
Ditto.
statement on my part. Because that's what was
always
so
is,
bad about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get.
That's so funny.
I always make cookies every year, but I go hard sometimes. Like, I used to go way hard and make,
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 different kinds of cookies and get 2 dozen of each at least. So I'd make 200 or 300 cookies every year and give them out to everybody.
Yeah. See, this year I actually
I had quite a spread.
I put
You
in a
did.
grocery order this morning, actually. And the very first thing I added to my grocery order, because I was like, I'm getting this. I don't care if I have to not have certain things and have to choose cheaper things
Yeah.
to eat because we're making cookies.
Yeah.
If we have to live on cookies, we're living on cookies.
We're living on cookies.
So I went and bought stuff for chocolate chip cookies, for peanut butter cookies, for sugar cookies, for peppermint white chocolate cookies. I bought stuff to make mint chocolate brownie cookies. And then I bought Nutella and puff pastry to make those little
So what you're telling me is
I'm
I'm going to get a
making
plate of cookies.
You are.
Yes. I don't need the peanut butter ones, though,
I
so you
love the
guys can
cookies.
keep the peanut butter
Oh,
ones.
okay.
Yeah.
I could make
Do
this.
you not like peanut butter?
I don't
She
like
doesn't.
peanut butter.
She's a weirdo.
Here's why. Here's why. Now we
Nobody has
know
a reason
specifically
for not
why.
liking peanut butter.
Well, okay, so baby Mallory, before she knew she had ADHD, would hyper focus on one food for a very long time. And so peanut butter and jelly was my breakfast and lunch for pretty much a whole year and maybe then some. And so now
I'm gonna tell you this. This is not Christmas related, but I have to have it on record. Zach. Zach, growing up, always really enjoyed eating peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one day he grabs a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter, and he's sitting in this room.
Oh, no.
So she's laughing. She knows where
Oh,
I'm going.
no.
And he's eating. He takes one slice of bread, puts peanut butter on it,
Yeah.
and just folds it in half and eats it like a
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah.
You hear him?
Pocketbook sandwich.
You
Yeah.
hear him?
Yeah.
He got halfway through the loaf of bread, and before realizing that the bread was moldy,
Oh, no.
and he goes, "Huh, that's why it tasted weird."
I don't know how much mold was on the part I ate, but it was some. It was at least some. The rest of the bag was pretty moldy.
Oh, my
Clearly there was
God.
some on what I ate, but I didn't notice. I turned up fine, guys.
That's fantastic. Oh my God. So that's what's wrong with him.
Now we all know.
I'm kidding. Oh my
the
gosh.
mold on the brain.
Well, back to the cookies. I could make the chocolate chip cookies really good. I was good at that one.
Yeah.
It was like my first or second attempt at the mint chocolate chip ones. The mint was like a little, I don't know. I must have dumped out way more than.
I did that first time I ever tried to make it.
Oh, you couldn't eat them because it was like you could. And then it's when we had the greyhounds.
Too much mint.
And they would eat anything.
Yeah.
Well, they decided they had to have a cookie. I'm like, fine. They couldn't eat it.
Nope.
They were spitting it out.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I did that when I lived in Ravenswood. I made it like a sheet, like a brownie sheet almost like that, but it was the same type of deal. Oh man. Couldn't eat it. It was so bad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try again this year. But
mint is like it's an iffy one. It's like very difficult to get just the right
when
amount.
I do it, I'm gonna put a little bit of mint in, taste it, and see if I need more.
Yeah.
Because I went too hard on the mint. And I love mint, but it was
now,
too...
however much mint you think you need, it's less than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is not like garlic.
Put some back. Yeah.
It's not like garlic where you just
no
use that, put that in with your heart,
Yeah.
Vanilla,
nowadays I just make the
yes.
Yep. Yeah, you just got a little vanilla in there. Nowadays I mostly just make gingerbread cookies for work with Chantel. So I make the gingerbread vegan cookies, which are not good, and then the regular ones, which are good.
Made gingerbread cookies with my kids this year. That was one of our things.
Yeah.
And we used some leftover sprinkles from like fall decoration type deal. So we had like little leaves on them and stuff like that. And Alex is like, this one's leg came off. And I was like, well, it's okay. Just, pretend that he lost his leg.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Yeah, that was the kind of vibes I was going. And he goes, oh, he lost it in war. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what? We made all these cookies. Not one got ate.
Yeah.
They just wanted to decorate them.
Yep.
So, we only do it once, but they enjoy decorating them and stuff like that. But I made, my own buttercream to decorate them with. And it was, they tasted good. I ate,
That's fine.
a leg off of one. Maybe in the one who went to war. Maybe that's why he didn't have a leg.
Oh, God.
Just break it off. I was like, oh, no. You got hit with an IED. An improvised eating device.
Oh, gosh.
I'm trying to think of any other Christmas traditions. We go see the lights.
We do the ornament exchange. Oh, yeah, the lights is good.
Yeah, we go see the lights every
lights?
year. We go to Crowdell Park, we go to Gallipolis, we go to Ravenswood, and we go up to St. Albans. And I usually go to Gallipolis and Crowdell a few times.
Yeah.
Because
they're so good.
They're so good.
I went to the zoo that one year.
Yeah.
That was good.
I wanted to take Rowan to that this year, but I just don't have the finances for that.
And I refuse to drive in Cincinnati at dark.
Yeah, she won't go with us.
It's not bad. Cincinnati's fine to drive in.
Not at dark.
Well, that's why we go up the day before.
I still have to drive.
Yeah, just
or
chill.
The morning before. Go at the morning. Go to the zoo during the day because it's open, and then just hang out and see the lights at night, and then go back to a hotel.
That involves driving.
Not if we get one real close. We could walk.
Yep.
But
exactly. There you
remember what happened last time we were there and somebody was walking.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll just talk about that on our Christmas episode.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
I actually found a video of that where I narrated the whole train ride.
Did you? I remember that.
You know what? When we went to those lights,
I don't think you guys were on this.
Yeah. When we went to that together, the zoo was selling hot chocolate, right? So I went to go get me a hot chocolate, and they're like, "Do you want peppermint schnapps in this?" But what I heard was a peppermint shot, and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Oh no.
Well, I
remember.
I was 24 or something.
Yeah.
So I was over drinking it. I was like, yeah. So they gave it to me and I took a sip and I was like, oh. And I went back and I was telling them about it. And Zach's, I think were they married then? Or were they just boyfriend, girlfriend then?
I don't remember.
Anyways, Zach's significant other, I don't remember, told me that I looked 35 and that's why they didn't card me.
Rude.
I was so mad. So mad about that.
I'm mad
rude.
for you.
I remember you coming back saying, "Oh my God, they put alcohol in this." Who knew?
Because I didn't expect that.
Well, yeah.
You know? Like we're at a zoo with a bunch of kids
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I did not expect.
You know what? That's the perfect time to have some alcohol.
Really, honestly. It was delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was so crowded and so busy that I heard peppermint shots.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I love peppermint hot chocolate.
It was ridiculously busy there.
Yeah, it really, really was.
That's funny.
The kids were like, can I have a drink? And I was like, nope.
No,
Get
probably
you your
not
own.
this one.
But not this one.
Yeah. Probably one of the longest running traditions that we've had in my family was we used to go to, we did like all of our family on Christmas Eve usually. And sometimes we would do like the 23rd, 24th too. But usually we did everything on the 24th. And by the time we got home, it was like midnight because pretty much all of our family lives in the Charleston area. And of course, we live not there. So
Yeah.
it's like, but at my granddad's, who is my dad's dad, Granddad would always read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And he had the same copy from, I don't know how long he had it, but it is definitely older than me. And I almost want to say that it's even like older than my oldest cousin. And I don't actually, off the top of my head, know how old he is. Because Colton and I are way younger than all of our cousins by like at least 6 years. So we're, yeah, well, anyway. So my granddad used to always read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And whenever my granddad passed away, my dad took it on. And it's cute because now he is granddad. So and we still have the copy of that book, but it's so old. Like, I think I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years before my granddad passed away, he like taped it so that the pages wouldn't rip. Cause it's just the cardboard paper, but I love that book. It's so pretty. But yeah, it's so old that it's just like falling apart. So he taped the corners, and so he could just flip the pages without ripping it. And so my dad ended up getting a new version. And I want to say that we also got another version of that book where Granddad read it and like it recorded him. I don't know where that is, and it's probably a good thing because, like, just thinking about it, I want to cry.
I can see that you're like upset about this.
Yeah. But I don't actually remember 1,000%. I'm pretty sure that we did that, but yeah, that is just like every year we read it, and it's so like that's what you do on Christmas.
I love that.
Yeah,
and I love the fact that you do. There's somewhere out there there's a recording.
Yeah,
that's. For all those parents out there, that is very, very important to record your voice or your image for your kids and your grandkids later on, because that's the one thing that they will miss the most.
Yep.
So
I wish we still had the recording of Raffi and the Honky Beast.
I don't know what happened to that.
I don't either. That was the best.
No idea.
We listened to that
It was
book
good.
so often that she recorded herself reading it. So she could just put the cassette in the player.
They killed me.
I love that.
You were talking about traveling during the holidays.
Yeah.
We always had to travel. We always spent Christmas Eve with their grandma.
Yeah.
Truman's mom. And we
Mama Henry.
Mama Henry. And we would have to go to midnight mass with her.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which at first it was at midnight, which was, God, that's the horror at 2
That's
a.m.
rough.
wrapping, But one year we went and the kids were all young. There was like Hannah and Tia. Okay, it was Hannah, Zach, Tia, Ariel, and then Matthew. I think Matthew he may have been 1 or 2, but the rest of them, they were like little stair steps.
Yeah.
And of course, they were all excited about Christmas and stuff like that. And in a Catholic church, they have the kneelers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were standing on those kneelers going back and forth down it. It was so bad that the priest said a special prayer for mothers. Which is a good thing because I was about ready to kill my two. And Lori wasn't much far behind with her.
Gosh.
Matthew his brother had to leave because he couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Which was like, what the heck is that?
Yep.
Yeah, my goodness, that's so funny.
That's pretty bad.
It was just like a little, I don't know what you guys were doing, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
We was playing.
Yep.
You were playing. And of course, Henry had to sit right up front. We were like the second row back because,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah. Nema used to say that Mama Henry would drive really slow unless she was going to church, and then she'd drive like Satan was right behind her.
Yeah.
That's true. It is true.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but that was like.
Speaking of Mama Henry's, me and Zach always played this game, the stars, on the way back.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
We talked about that. Yeah, it's fun. I should put that on my list.
I saw that star the other day when we went up to Charleston early late, and I was like, oh, there it is, still lit up.
It's giant.
It is huge. It's
like 30 feet. I mean, it's big.
Yeah.
It is a big star. You can see from way off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of the new traditions that I started just this year that I just am so thrilled about is these darn elf on the shelves.
I'm seeing your posts about those. Those are fun.
God. Rowan wrote a letter to Santa asking for an elf. She said she wanted a girl elf, but she just wanted an elf. And Anton was like, I want an elf too. He wanted a boy elf.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I ended up with a boy elf first. And they named him.
Please say it. Please say it.
Oh, I'm going to say both their names. Both their names. Okay, so the boy elf, his full name is Bacon Cheese in America, Candy Cane Peppermint Sugar Elfie. But he goes by Bacon Candy Cane. Okay?
Obviously.
Obviously. Well, a few days later, Rowan had asked her elf to bring back a pet. So all the pets had homes this year. So the elf brought back his best friend, right? So her name is Flower Sugar Plump Chicken Beak.
Chicken beak. And sugar plump, not plum.
Plump.
Amazing. What does she go by?
Flower.
Oh, okay.
She goes by Flower.
Just Flower.
I really think you need to sit your kids down and explain what a name is.
No. I love it. I love it so much. It's like, I remember just a couple of years ago, I used to, whenever Rowan would get a new toy, I'd be like, what's his name? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you have to name it. Like, what are you doing? And so then, like, shortly after that, she finally started actually naming things.
Oh, my God. The names, I'm telling you. But so far, the elves they showed up the first day, and it was just Bacon Candy Cane. And then Bacon Candy Cane, he hid in the tree at one point with a candy cane and said, these sure look fun. And then the next day, he was ziplining with the candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
He's made a flower snow angel. I want to say he did something else before Flowers showed up. Then Flowers showed up, and together they have done an elf car wash.
Mm-hmm.
And last night they play hit hide and seek. Flower hid in my mixer, and then
That's a little dangerous.
and then Bacon Candy Cane hid in the tree.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to explain to Flower, you should not hide with sharp metal objects.
Well, Rowan, when Flower showed up, Rowan was like, there's 2 elves, Mom. And I was like, I see. And she's like, do you think that she's going to stay? And I was like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. And she's like, do you think that there'll be double trouble now? I was like, well, I sure hope that maybe Flower has some sense in her and keeps Bacon Candy Cane out of trouble. That does not seem to be the case.
No. So yeah, we got elves last year, and I had been wanting them for the library, mainly because I know a lot of parents don't really like having elves.
I hate it.
And so I was like, I feel like if maybe we do it at the library, some parents will be like, you know what, these elves watch you whenever you're at the library, and they tell Santa. So it's like the same premise. So yeah, they've been all kinds of places.
Oh yeah.
Last year, they ziplined on that thick red light rope that we have.
Yeah,
that
they
was
flew the
really
reindeer.
fun. Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah, they did. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
This year, they decided to be Christmas witches.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. That was hilarious. They took marshmallow baths. They hid in the Christmas tree in the kids section yesterday, and today
they're playing hide and seek.
They are
also.
playing hide and seek in the bookshelves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all the elves need their butts whipped. I'm old school. That's corporal punishment here.
For anyone who believes in the magic of Elf on the Shelf, plug your ears now. The reason I hate these elves is because I wake up at 4:30 in the freaking morning going, I didn't move the elves. And I have to go and do something with them.
Magic is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely rough.
The kids love it. I mean, and that makes it worthwhile. Like the car wash day, when Anton saw that, he goes, "What? What are they doing?" You know how he is.
That, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm sure you've heard that in his voice. But yeah, I mean, like that just makes it worthwhile. But gosh, I am so tired.
I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Was it worth it when you were little?
I mean, obviously it was worth it then. I don't know if it was worth it for me to do it.
Are you for real right now, Zach? Are you for real right now? Sending me
Well, for real.
reels while we're recording the podcast.
You guys were talking too much.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, I feel like on that note, we probably should wrap.
No. I got one more. I just had to plug it because I do it every year. So obviously we have the Christmas movies every year. Everybody watches
Yes,
Rankin
yes,
Bass and
yes,
all that
yes.
stuff. The other ones, of course, that are the best Christmas movies, the Harry Potter movies. I already watched those this year.
Did you know
Because-
actually on, I think it's HBO Max or whatever, all the Harry Potter movies are in the Christmas section?
Yeah.
I love
That makes
they,
sense because
I
they're
love
Christmas
that they
movies.
just add those in there. I'm like, I love this. It's like, what is it? CBS or whatever. Anytime there's some kind of holiday or something like that, they put on Harry Potter.
I think it's TBS. TBS usually does stuff like that.
I
Something
don't know. I
like
don't
that.
have cable. I haven't
But I'm
cable
not
in years.
100%
I was going to say, I don't
positive.
have cable,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But I know that any big events happening, it's
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yep. Yeah.
There's that, and obviously the Lord of the Rings extended editions. We've talked about this previously about
Yeah,
how
we
they're the
have.
best Christmas movies. And then an actual Christmas movie is Klaus. I'm going to start watching that one every year just because
It's
it's
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
It is so good.
My
Yeah.
my absolute favorite Christmas movie, though, is The Year Without Santa Claus. Because I love...
I watched that one too. Like the
love
Snow Miser.
Heat Miser and
Miser.
Snow Miser. It's my
They're really
absolute
good.
favorite.
Yep.
Obviously,
Watched that one earlier.
I definitely love A Christmas Story, but my very favorite Christmas movie is The Holiday. It's a rom-com.
Holiday.
Of course
Yeah.
I would.
Oh my God, of
Yeah.
course it is.
Yeah, my favorite's The Year Without Santa Claus, followed by A Christmas Story.
Yeah. But I like The Holiday just because Jack Black's in it. You can't go wrong. You can't.
I love Jack Black.
It's such a good Christmas movie. Like,
He is so funny.
I
He's
love
the
him so much.
best.
And
I
Kate
love him
Winslet's
so-
in it, Cameron Diaz. Like, and Jude
Yeah,
Law. You
I
just
don't care
you
about
just
them.
can't go wrong. Like, it's a good movie. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it. It's not I don't even like it for like the romance stuff. It's so funny and they get into such predicaments. It's like this is how my life would be. Yeah. Like, it's relatable.
See, and when we told you that you were a rom-com book, you got
No.
somewhat offended.
That's false. I am evil.
Right.
I have a good witch laugh though.
You guys do cackle.
Cackle a lot, yeah. Actually, for the podcast listeners, I remove a lot of the cackling. Just saying.
He does. He does though. Like, I mean,
You shouldn't do that.
it's
You are
rude.
depriving
Yeah.
our listeners.
They love our laugh.
I don't know. When there's like 20 seconds solid, I'm like, I gotta cut this down. And you guys aren't
Like
gonna do
now.
it, so I had to do it. Yeah. There's gonna be a couple of those in this one.
Oh, God, that's so
we're
funny.
recording for like well over an hour. This is gonna be like 20 minutes of cackling removed. at least.
It's only
All right.
an
I've
hour
got
and
other-
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I've got other traditions, but I mean, you know, I think we've covered all the big ones for the
Yeah.
most part.
I
And I
feel
don't
like
want to go
we've
on
done.
for too terribly long.
Yeah. I feel like we've done pretty well.
I think so. I can't think of any like major ones off the top of my head. So
Getting hurt. That was the only other one I had that was like, I think somewhat major.
getting hurt
Around Christmas time. Yeah, like with your face and the sledding or me breaking my ribs,
Yes,
you know, stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah. Just so everyone's
you know, just little
aware,
things like that.
if you get one of those inner tube sleds, be very careful.
Don't sled.
Yeah, when you're
in
little,
a
apparently you
fence.
get stuck in them.
Yeah, you get stuck in them, and fences are not your friend.
No.
Hey, but your doctor was Santa Claus.
My doctor was Santa Claus.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's worth it. I mean, if you think about it that way.
And the Stitch Fairy came.
What is that?
I got $1 for every stitch I had.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He works close with
The
Santa
lesser
Claus.
known kind of tooth fairy.
Yeah.
Stitch
Yeah,
fairy.
yeah, the Stitch Fairy. I love that. Wow.
I was informed while I was holding the sterile area, this pad thing, which, what was that?
I love that. That's great. That's great.
I had to assist in my daughter's stitches.
I mean, yeah.
I remember that.
What else are you there for?
Obviously, that was it.
Okay. On our next 2 episodes, actually, we will be reading and discussing This Is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone. We're pretty excited about that because Ariel has loved this book.
I've pushed it so
Yes.
hard. I'm like, read it.
Yeah. And so we're finally getting to it, and we're kind of going to set it up like we did Scythe at the beginning of our podcast. We're going to do 2 episodes, and that'll be our last like group book deep dive. So we're pretty excited about that. And I won't tell you what we're doing next. Like, we have it planned mostly now, but we're still going to keep it up our sleeves. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's time for us to sign off, but before we go, only the best libraries have librarians who don't shush you, because we're caroling while we work.
Do, 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 do.